So welcome to episode 3 of the Real Deal series. Now I'm actually filming this in hindsight because I realized we didn't have a proper intro at all. So episode 1, you would have seen us collect the keys, do a bit of a measure up, go around the property, show you around all the issues we faced. Episode 2, you've seen the architect go in there, getting a bit of a new layout for the property, which is exciting. And we've got the kitchen designer in there. Now episode 3, me and Max are starting the strip out. So we're gonna be in there over about a week, showing the progress. And by the end of it, you can really see how this flat is going to start coming together once it's all clear, once it's all clean. This was probably the most satisfying time in the flat when we were in there doing it. Hard work, messy work, as you're going to see. But I hope it shows how much goes into this kind of thing. And I hope it shows what we're proposing to do with this flat and the sort of space that we have to work with. So we're going to start off this episode. We're basically going to be protecting all of the communal areas, getting a lockbox on the door, and then going straight into the messy work, getting the walls stripped, back to timber, back to brick, and we're going to take you along for that. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Like, subscribe, do what you can, and let's get into it. I'll see you there. Next stage is protect up all the communal areas in here, get the matting down, make sure we're not disturbing the neighbours too much while Max does that. It's the reason why you take pictures before you start. So we had these mats put by the neighbours covering a load of paint splats. So if we don't take evidence of that beforehand, we're going to get blamed for that. So they've tried covering it and we're just here to cellophane up and protect the staircase. But the state of that. All protected. And the strip out commences. Should all this come off? We leave it.
Probably all the flat should come off, the flat wall.
Flat wall, yeah. But this should come off.
Hopefully it's done.
I don't want to touch this ceiling.
I'm inclined to agree.
Because it's a roof.
Yeah.
I really don't want to fuck with it.
And you've got the window in there. Maybe we'll wait till Matt gets here and see what he says.
Yeah. Cool. Let's figure out what all those boards are.
Yeah. It'd be all pipe work, won't it?
Mm.
No, it's going all into the cupboard.
Yeah, so it might be deaded.
Yeah.
Something's in there now. Which means you actually get that little corner back. That plaster off the brick came off like butter. Like that.
Okay.
It was soaked.
Probably is soaked.
No, because it's from the stack.
Yeah.
So what she said was there was no chimney flues on the stack.
Yeah.
And cowls. So there was nothing stopping it, water just coming down into the chimney. Okay. Basically, anytime it rained.
Yeah.
So it should just be the stack.
Broke the hammer.
broke the hammer. You know. That lath and plaster's coming off though.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Don't worry. Got a second one of his. He'll kill me.
You want the bigger one? The proper one?
Yeah, actually. Do you want this one?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Jeez. Much in here. Okay, first day on site, rip out started. You'll see a few time lapses of what we've done, but basically everything's starting to go. We've ripped out the kitchen, we've ripped out the bathroom, we've ripped out the skirtings and everything else. Got a large storage room here. All of that needs to go downstairs. And then let me show you this and all of the kitchens. That's now a nice space, but we will catch you tomorrow. Okay, so we're now day 2 on site. The strip out has commenced, so we are now well on our way to getting this flat moving along. Let me take you through. So, as you can see, there's a lot more waste than we thought there was going to be. So we thought it'd be maybe a skip, maybe 1 or 2. We've got all of this, so this is probably going to fill up a skip on its own. But this is being used as our storage room at the moment. Tools are all in here, but we're going to have to lug all of this down. Hallway, not too much has been done in here at the moment, but all of this is going to be coming down as well. Reboarded, plastered, and nice and smooth because we've got some blown plaster at the low level there. So we're going to have to take all of that off, but slightly easier because we're going to be able to do it from the bathroom area. So this is the adjoining wall with the hallway. So this is all going to come down too. The studs are in place, which is nice. And this is actually our first property where we've got studded walls. It's an old Edwardian block. So you know, we've got studded walls, much easier to deal with than concrete, which is somehow what we've been dealing with in the past for the most part. That's all off as well. So all of this is going to be boarded and tiled. Bath should be coming out today as well. And then the kitchen is now completely stripped. Again, materials are just piling up in here. There was a lot of wood, all cladding along the back wall, along the side. So all of this is now empty. It's looking like a really lovely space. So yeah, we're sort of envisaging bed in this corner, bed, maybe a desk, or we put a desk along here. Double doors in here, yay or nay, I'm not sure, for a sort of single / double bedroom. It's not an amazing space because you've got sort of slanted walls and things, but you could definitely fit a double in here with a desk and wardrobe, so it's completely functional. And then this room now is about to be the bane of our existence. We've got this chimney stack, all of the plaster on here was previously blown. There was damp coming in from the chimney stack in that corner, so that's all going to come out. Let the brickwork dry. It's been fixed now on the outside, which is good, but we need to make sure it's dry before we can sort of start decorating and plastering anything else on. So that has to come off. Equally down here, we're getting the French doors put in, so we need to effectively take off all the plaster here so that when the builder comes in, they can just bring down the brickwork, tie it into the roof, and we should have really nice sort of in and out space. Not going to be a lot of space out there, but it's something. And you know, we've got a really nice view here, lots of trees, views of the different houses opposite too, so might as well make the most of it, see what we can do. So that should maybe be matching this one with the bedroom. So we've got 2 bedrooms with balcony space, which is really special. Again, more waste here. So this is all the brickwork, all the plaster that came off from the kitchen is here. So you can imagine we've got about double that still to come out just in this room alone. So there's going to be a big waste issue basically, but we've got skips coming tomorrow. And then living room, not too much has happened in here. We've only had the skirtings out, woodwork's all out, Max did all of that. And again, all of that plaster work there is going to be hacked out because when we tested it with the damp meter, it was still damp. So mainly because of the rectification works, and people, you know, they came in and plastered over wet brick. The chimney stack again has been fixed, there's no more leaks, but we need to take that off and just double check everything's secure before we go forward. More double doors, French doors are coming in here, so that's all going to have to come off today too. It's going to be a bit of a messy day today, but it is what it is, and we're cracking on really nicely. So we'll keep you posted. We'll get a few time lapses going, show you the process the whole way through, and go from there. But we're looking at now getting in carpenters. First fix electric should be smashing through next week. I'm actually off for a few days in Greece, so not the best timing, but yeah, Max can handle it, so why shouldn't I enjoy? It's one of those. But we'll catch you later. All right, so we have the dust sheets down now, trying to protect the flooring and also stop any dust going into the void beneath the floorboards. So that's all done now. We've just got to get cracking. I'm not looking forward to this one, but it's got to be done. It's one of those. So let's go for it. All right, I'm gonna get going. Yeah, not pretty work. It's getting harder as you go up. It's hard to reach these bits, not because I'm short, but because I can't reach. So there's a difference. But good progress. Coming off a lot easier than I thought it would. Out of battery. Let's put the other one on charge. New battery now. Such a difference. Such a difference. Something to stand on. Look at it, just give a thumbs up. There you go. Oh, fresh. So that's all clear now. Max got rid of that wardrobe as well. Don't know, just a partition, all lath and plaster, so there's a lot of waste, but just measuring up to see what cupboards can go in now. And that's how it's done. So another thing here, you can see, so this is a top floor flat. You can see that originally the roof would have been tied in here. up to the chimney stack. So that's where it's all the old tar was on, where they stuck it in. So yeah, that's the chimney stack we're dealing with. It's the first property we've got where it's actually studded out. So we've obviously got brick chimney works, but everything else is studded, so it's nice. We've got a bit more flexibility with what we're doing. What Max is doing now, and what we're doing is pulling out the nails out of the studded timbers, because they used to be lath and plaster. So older properties, we have lath and plaster, so it's not as simple as just ripping a board off. It's basically little battens at every single stage, nailed into the beams and then plastered over the top. So a bit more of a headache to pull out, but comes with the territory of older properties, but is a lot more easier than smashing through concrete and brickwork all the time. Can't complain, but yeah, it's a graft getting all the nails out, because we're going to be reusing these in certain places. We're going from there.
These are moving, mate. I don't think these are structural. That.
Oh, is that where the cupboard starts? On the other side? High level cupboard there.
Alright, so what you saw me doing there with the multi-tool is just lining this up, so when we hack this plaster off, is that falling out?
Yeah.
On the new one?
Yeah.
Smooth exit for YouTube. Alright, got the goods. I just went and got another SDS because it was pissing me off looking at Alex just do it on his own. But yeah, get back to the flat.
Okay. So that was really positive, that phone call. We've got the scaffold up already because the freeholder were doing works to the roof. So we've, instead of having to erect our own scaffold, we've basically now managed to negotiate that they just keep it up for us, so we can do all of the French doors, all the dormers, all the works we need to without needing to put a scaffold up. So that's a good
Saves a lot of cost in terms of getting it up. 100%. It's already there.
practical for everyone, especially us. Too right. So happy days, can't complain. Rip out is fully underway. We've got all of the main waste is now downstairs, ready for collection. We've just taken out one wall for the open plan kitchen diner now. So for that, serious job.
Messy.
Got the help of Jackson, Jigga J. There he is. There he is. Lifesaver, honestly. There was a lot of trips up and down. Got waste coming. Got all of this coming up. We've got to bag all this up, take it all down again for the next load. But yeah, good progress, and this is going to be a nice space. Now we're looking at it. Catch you on the next bit. Great day today. It was the third day of rip out now. So we've had some really good progress. Let me show you around the flat quickly and show you what we've done. I've got some time lapses, so you should have already seen all that, but really good progress. I'm really happy. It was moving really slow. We had a waste issue. All of the waste was just piled up in here, but it's really nice now to get all of that out, have a clear site to work from. We've had a few changes of plan. So it's definitely been nice being in here, seeing the development, seeing it, how it comes along, because plans change. The more time you spend in here, you get a better picture of what it feels like and what should be done. So it's been a brilliant process to be in here and do it, but now it's a case of getting the professionals in. We're ready for first fix. We're ready for electrics and plumbing, first fix to come in. We need to get a bit of carpentry done, which we were looking at hiring in for, and then going from there. But yeah, we've got the bones of the flat. It's all clear now, it's clean. We need probably 1 or 2 more days of just getting more bits out. But we're in a really good position and should be moving forward very promptly. So this is the update of the flat. So we've got all of the plaster off in these areas. It's hilarious because this vent, and we had a damp issue on here, right? It was wet, but we had this vent was just stuck on there. There was no actual place for the bricks to air out. They just literally stuck it on. So that's why that wasn't drying out at all. You had a vent there, but obviously all of this is coming out to put French doors in, which should be really nice. What we've done today is rip all of this out so we can see a really nice opening now. And what we're thinking, we've got options, right? We can do a letterbox where we have an opening. We're gonna have a bar here, 900mm worktop, where people can sit along there, look into the kitchen. Everyone in the kitchen can look out and actually enjoy the full space and the grandeur of this place. I don't think it does it justice on camera, but it's looking really, really tidy now. And it's an amazing space to be living in. I mean, if I go over here and sit on this sofa, that's what you're looking at. Massive TV on there. We could easily fit a 75-inch TV on there, and it looks small from here. So imagine having your kitchen all open there. We've gone through here. This is to be all battened out. This is going to be our cupboard space. So we're getting someone in to just build that cupboard out for us. And it's going to be about 500mm deep. So that's going to be for your Hoover. You can charge it in there, your coats, your shoes, that kind of thing. Bedroom. Great progress in here. This has all been taken out because we're going to be doing French doors in this area too. Enjoying the views. It's panning round. That's been taken back to brick. It's a shame we can't really use that, but there seems to be 2 different types of bricks being used. Maybe 3. So yeah, it's not the prettiest. So we're just thinking, you know what? Let's not try and force something if it's not fully working, and let's build out a full backboard on there. Into the bathroom, not too much has changed in the bathroom over the last few days. Obviously the walls have come out. This is to be plasterboarded and tiled on these walls. That's all gonna come out tomorrow. Waiting for the plumber to come and disconnect everything properly so we can take out the bath. There's a bit of a mismatch of all the different water pipes and things. So this now is gonna be a bedroom. So we're actually flipping the bedroom from being in here to being over the kitchen, even from being here to being there. because when we had our architect in, Faddy, who you would have seen in that process, when we had him in, the guy's about 6'1", 6'2", and he was banging his head on here. So we just thought, you know what, anyone taller than me and Max aren't really gonna fit in this space. And I'm really happy about that because I wasn't too keen on this as a kitchen. Didn't think to move it, but we just sort of thought to let it be and just accept it. But actually, there's a better option, so we're gonna take it. We're not gonna do doors in here, we're just gonna leave it as windows, I think. And a bed can fit in there, maybe desk along here. Wardrobes can either go at the back there or on this wall, might have to take a bit out of that bedroom. And then hallway, so this is all gonna be lit up. I need a new balustrade, this is really wonky, not safe at all. So yeah, all of this wall might have to go floor to ceiling, which is not fun, but we need to get the lath and plaster off so we can have a smooth finish. And then this, I can't wait for all this to be opened up as well. And all of that, it's gonna be amazing. Just at Luton Airport now have a quick flight to Greece. A few days away, not the best timing, but nice to be away from the site. Running on about 2 hours sleep now, so yeah, I'm up. Probably end up doing a bit of work here, but yeah, I can't wait to just crash on the plane. It's a bad choice of words. Sleep, rest on the plane, and get away for a few days, because it's been a few heavy days on site. I'm glad for it to be over for the time being. So picking up again, so arrived in Greece now. Had a concert last night, which was cool. Put a few videos of that in, but yeah, had a nice little night off, but it's not been well welcomed because we've now had to be going for insurance quotes, hopefully completing on another property in Muswell Hill, which there'll be a separate series on. But yeah, getting the insurance for all of that is absolute headache because you need special renovations insurance, need to clarify how much it's going to cost to rebuild the property should it all just fall down. I've done these cost rebuild assessments on the survey side, but yeah, you got to declare that to the insurance company, so it's going to cost 500 to 600 grand in theory to rebuild it, which it wouldn't. You then take that to the insurance broker, get the insurance quotes, but they're coming in at about 3 grand. We only factored in about 2 for that, so just trying to bring that down as much as we can, tap into a few networks and contacts that we've got and go from there. So yeah, trying to get the quotes in for the insurance so that we can then get this over the line for Friday. Well, today it should be, but it might have to be Monday now, which is not good. I didn't want to annoy the agents with this one because they've been really, really good to us, but at the end of the day, we can't buy a property if we can't get insurance on it, so we need to be protected in that sense. But yeah, other than that, everything's in place. We've got the shareholder agreements in place, conveyancing's all done, we're happy with the report, so it's good to go. But on this one, it has turned into a massive headache to get this over the line, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it sort of means I've got to be on standby a little bit while we're out here, which is not ideal, but on a balcony, loving life, so I can't complain too much. But in the meantime, in regard to Holden Road, Max has been absolutely smashing it since I've been away. He's really picked up the paces, gone for loads of quotes. We've got carpenters coming in, giving quotes. Now we've got Tommy, our plumber. He's coming in on Friday just to disconnect all the rads. Now we would normally do this ourselves if ground floor flat or a house, but because it's a top floor flat, the building's a bit jaggedy, the pipes are going all over the gaff. We just want to let a professional come in, do that, make sure we're not getting any calls in the middle of the night for saying that leaks are coming through and going from there. So yeah, we've got Tommy the plumber in today. He's going to remove all the rads for us and disconnect the piping. And then we've got Max is probably going to go in today, tomorrow, just to then take out the final bits of rubble behind the rads so that everything's clear, take the final skirtings out, so then we can fully run first fix plumbing and electrics and go from there. We're still getting quotes in for electrics. We're getting quite a lot of different variations in our quote. We definitely want to sort of pin that down and see what we can actually go for in terms of a reasonable quote, because some of them are just coming in extortionate. So yeah, we'll share all the costs in that sense too, but for now that's what we're dealing with. What else is there? First fix, second fix. We've got Faddy who came round, he's commencing all the drawings now, going for planning to get the French doors in, which should be really exciting. That'll be brilliant. And then we've got to order windows, which is a good point. It's a really good point. We need to order that because there's probably a few weeks wait on getting them in. And then we also need to get the sections around the windows removed, but we won't do that till we have the windows on site so they can just go straight in, rather than having sort of having to watertight or waterproof the building, rather than having to make the building watertight when there's a massive gaping hole, 2 massive gaping holes in there. So yeah, we'll just wait until the windows are on site, get it all done in once. Hopefully first fix will be in by then, which it should be. Then the second those windows are in, get it all plastered, then we can go in for second fix and then get it decorated. So yeah, bit of admin work today really for me, just reaching out to loads of people in the networks that we've built up over the years, getting the right quotes in, and then going from there really on the insurance. So it's hard balancing both, having, you know, being on site doing physical works and then also coming back and then ending up having to do all of the admin work in the evenings, which is not nice. And it also sort of slows down site, because you're having to make more decisions, take phone calls, push things forward on emails, rather than just cracking on with a lot of the work. So obviously we have made great progress, and it hasn't slowed anything down, but it's tiring, and you've got to really be strict on times and who you're responding to. So if anyone's watching this and I haven't responded to you, you can see we're obviously busy, he says, on a balcony in Greece, but I'm busy. And yeah, it's like 4 days away, but it's just killing me on time frames and needing to respond to things. So I will pick this back up probably when I'm home. Might document a few bits out here, but it's property channel and you're interested in the refurbs, and nothing out here is that exciting. It's just sleepy and quiet and hopefully a bit relaxing. So we'll pick up back at home. So just on a building survey today, we are doing a boundary survey, boundary determination for a shop in Ealing. So definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm going to spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours here just measuring up, making sure the site plans are accurate. Got myself a coffee as well from a nice little shop, and I will be heading in there, then heading back to site afterwards and continuing with the strip out. We're hoping to have it all done by the end of the week, so we can now focus on getting, you know, programming and making sure everything's on task and on time. I don't want to be wasting more time physically in there, but we're going to get the pros in. Our first fix is pretty much ready to go, get some carpentry done, but yeah, we need to be efficient with our time now, so we'll just push on from there, and I'll catch you back at the flat most likely. So I'm back at the flat today. It's Saturday, it's boiling hot, it's about 30 degrees today, which is really nice, but thankfully we're not doing any physical works. I was just here meeting a kitchen designer, a second kitchen designer, just to get a second opinion on how we could lay this out, what the space could actually achieve. I always like to get a few opinions on what people want to offer, because sometimes you get limited options and then someone else thinks of something completely different. It's always good to get my, a different perspective from someone else, right? But she was really good in measuring out all of the different angles of the flat, all of the different angles of the kitchen space and around this bay window that we've got. Because this sash window here, it's really difficult because we've got to fit in cupboards around that boiler that's there, and we don't really want to move it. So yeah, but it's looking like a really good space, and let me show you what we're working with. So this is our living room, and with the living room we've got 5.6 meters from end to end that way, and then 5.6 meters from that back wall to the partition. Then from the partition we've got another 4.4 meters from here to there, which basically means we've got a 10-meter run from end to end, right? So we have got a massive space to be working with, and our options now really are option one. Well, really option one is keep the kitchen over there, which is not happening. So option two is to open this letterbox as a letterbox, open this up like a letterbox, support it along there, and then we have an island in this area, or at least a sort of a bar. So we're thinking a 900mm deep worktop ending at that point there at the end of the beam, where people can basically sit at it, have a breakfast bar, and then have some assortment of the rest of the kitchen along these back walls. An issue that we've got currently is obviously the slopes. So if we run a 600mm worktop off the back of this slope, it's going to come to about there, and I'm banging my head and I'm not the tallest of individuals, so that's not going to work. And we've got to get, that's what I've got the kitchen designer in for as well, just to have a look at that, make it a usable space. I don't want to just cram a massive kitchen in that no one can use. But then option three is that we actually open up this completely and take all of this out, giving us a symmetrical two beams from that way and that way, which is hidden currently over there, and yeah, making this a really nice space, having an island or the same kind of breakfast bar thing. Either way, I want a breakfast bar or somewhere to sit in this island, but that's kind of the option, and we've got to work around how we move this door, if we do or we don't, if we can access it through this point rather than the living room. But either way, we've got options, and this is why I wanted a second opinion, just to really get a good understanding of the space that we've got. And yeah, that's been really productive, and it's nice to not be physically on site. But I'll take you through a quick tour of the property. So obviously this is going to be our new kitchen area, as we've discussed. So we've pretty much done with the rip out in here. It's all been cleared up. Boiler's good to keep, which is a great saving. We're getting a structural engineer in to confirm that this isn't load bearing. If it was a normal partition, I wouldn't question it, but we've got this diagonal beam here, which makes me think potentially it could be load bearing. And we've also got bigger beams at the centers. So we just want to know before we start ripping anything out and the whole roof collapses. So that's another cost, which is great. But this is the living room. I don't think it does it justice on camera quite how big this space is. But as I said, we've got a good 25 square meters for a singular living room. You can fit a 90-inch TV on this chimney stack. So that gives you a bit of perspective as to how small that looks from back here and how big you could fit a TV on this. It's massive. Everything else in here is pretty much the same. The skirtings have all gone now. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of the original tiles in there. This is all gone. We're waiting on the planning designs in order to get cracking with the French doors, but I'm really excited for those to go in. We could get cracking, but we don't want to push it too much. And at the same time, we want the French doors on site before we start taking this area of wall out so that we can basically do it all in one go and we haven't got to worry about weatherproofing the building and then causing damage to downstairs neighbours. Neighbours have been a real blessing. They've been really nice. This hallway now, we've actually got all opened up. So all of this partitioning is going to be gone and we're going to have the balustrade basically coming all the way up and then across there. So effectively, when you get to that point down there and you look back up, all of this is going to be open. This door frame is going to go. Then that's all been opened up. Well, actually, that stayed the same. But the overhead cupboard that was here has now been opened up too. So that's now given this space such an element of grandeur that it didn't have before, and it's really opened up the light that's coming through. We are going to have to block that up, unfortunately, but it really makes it feel like a massive space, sort of atrium-esque feel to the flat, which I'm really, really happy about. And I just feel like with this flat, it's been a big element of unlocking the space and letting more light in. The toilet, so the toilet has been left there mainly for any emergencies on site. And yeah, all of this has been opened up, so that's a major hazard. All opened up, this is all going to get boarded, tanked, yeah, tiled, and new bathroom to be fit. So we're thinking here it's going to be a shower tray instead. We might have to shrink this door just to fit a 700ml shower tray in, and then we've got our vanity unit and toilet. These might swap over or they might not. Then the old kitchen space, which I'm glad we're now going to be calling a bedroom. This is all clear now too. Again, partitions have been taken off. That's been left to dry out. All of this has been taken off too, it was all blown and horrible. So this just needs boarding, plastering and painting. That is very simple with this one now. Obviously our runs actually for the water, so that's all going to be moving. Obviously we use one for the bathroom, but everything else is going to go over that area. Then the bedroom, very much the same as the living room. French doors, still waiting for obviously those to arrive, get the final plans, get the sizes, then we can order them, get them on site and get this area of wall removed and the French doors installed. This chimney stack, again, absolutely massive. It's even way bigger than what you get in a terraced house. This was originally a detached Edwardian mansion, so where it got carved up into flats. Yeah, all of that's cleared off now. Get a bit more waste. We had really good, let me spin you around. So that's the update on site. We've made really, really good progress. So since getting the keys to the other property too, we're waiting on planning designs to get the full scope of works from the contractor, and then we can instruct the contractor to start rip out, etc. But there's no point starting that until we have everything done so they can just smash through in one go rather than doing it in piecemeal. So me and Max have had a bit of time, and we thought instead of paying for a massive strip out, we'll just go and do it ourselves, because we were basically sitting around doing not much, and there was nothing to order, nothing more to do. Everything was in progress, so we just thought we'd get in here and do it. And I'm really glad we did, because there's something a lot more satisfying about doing the works yourself and then seeing the end result. And we did that on the first one, and then I stepped away from the second and third one a bit more, and it wasn't the same feeling. So it's nice to be in here. I don't want to do it again, I don't think, because yeah, I'm feeling it. But it's been a good process to go through. We're in a great position now. We're just waiting on structural drawings and final designs from the architect. And yeah, we've got first fix starting on the 1st of June. And then we've got, what else was there? First fix on the 1st of June. And then our builder should be starting at some point in between the 1st of June and, well, that week, basically at the same time, just to get all the first fix carpentry going as well. We've had a big issue with waste. There was a lot more waste than we thought there would be on site. So we've needed to get 2 grabs. We didn't think of going for a skip, just to avoid basically having to go for permits and blocking up the driveway too much. There's an area on the driveway where it's basically just clear, and we can just load up all the rubbish and then get a grab man to come along and take it away. So more than happy with that. The neighbours didn't have an issue at all. They've been really, really lovely, to be fair. But we've been cleaning up along the way, giving them updates, etc. So yeah, we've had 2 grabs already. That's most of the waste. We factored in for another 2, so if we need to, the money's there for it. And yeah, we're making really good progress. I'll probably pick this back up once we get things moving, once we get final kitchen designs, and once the contractors start in, give a few updates on cost as well, and we'll go from there. But for now, I will conclude this video.